Steve Ballmer and the Los Angeles Clippers should force Kawhi Leonard to retire. I'm done. He needs to go home. Okay? It's over. I'm not in any way questioning the legitimacy of Kawhi Leonard's injury. A matter of fact, I'm fully embracing it. I've heard very, very alarming stories about his health. You see people talking about he's walking around all limping all the time. He is not a healthy individual. I'm not questioning his heart. I'm not questioning his courage. I'm not questioning any of that. The man's a two-time champion. He's a two-time MVP. I said it the other day, and I said it, and I regretted it only because we heard about some stuff that happened with his family, and I didn't know that was in the news and stuff like that. I don't wish that enough. God bless you and your family, and I hope everything ends up well for everybody. But he is the absolute worst superstar you could possibly have on your team.
Welcome back to the Go to Ticks channel. Now, in this video, we're going to be talking about the Los Angeles Clippers and how they have a problem, and his name is Kawhi Leonard. Now, Kawhi Leonard, it just came out by Shams that Kawhi Leonard is going to be out indefinitely with knee inflammation until he is ready to play. Now, this is apart for several reasons. One, Kawhi Leonard has barely played last season, as I'm pretty sure he barely played last season. So him barely playing last season and he's still not ready is an issue. Also, they cut him off of the Olympic team because he wasn't ready to play. So now months later and he's still not ready to play, that's an issue. Now, I believe that Kawhi Leonard is an exceptional player. When he's healthy, he's definitely top 15, top 10. But that's an issue. When you're not consistently healthy and you're not available to be able to propel your team as projected it's supposed to go, it makes sense why other people leave. For example, Paul George. When they lost Paul George to the Philadelphia 76ers, it made sense because Paul George, as he felt like that he deserved either the same amount of money as Kawhi or almost the same amount of money as Kawhi, and he felt that way because he was actually available more than Kawhi Leonard. He actually played and was available to try to lead this team somewhere, as he did. He led them to the Western Conference Finals and led them consistently to the second round or even the playoffs, as Kawhi Leonard was consistently injured, and when he would actually come back, he would get injured again. So the Clippers have a Kawhi Leonard issue, as Kawhi just is not available for this team. And when you're relying on a player like Kawhi, who can take your team to the playoffs, he's done it multiple times, but when he's not available to do that, you're relying on a James Harden who is washed and not able to actually do these certain things he did before. As James Harden is more of a playmaker and he can be aggressive while scoring, but not as he used to be as before. As on the Sixers, he still had that aggression, that scoring, but now he's more of a playmaker. He can still score here and there, but he's not the Rockets James Harden or the Brooklyn Nets James Harden we know. So when you're relying on a James Harden who's obviously regressing to carry the helm, it's not going to work for this team, as you lost your secondary piece in Paul George in free agency because you didn't want to pay him. Now, yes, it was some issues on Paul George's part as well, but the Clippers ultimately didn't want to pay Paul George as they felt content giving Kawhi Leonard an extension, even though Kawhi wasn't consistently there. The Clippers, there is a myth in the NBA community that the Clippers have a curse on them. Now, I don't believe in curses, but they're actively adding to this myth because you have Kawhi Leonard on your team. Kawhi Leonard needs to go or retire because this is not good for Kawhi Leonard's career. You consistently not being able to play is an issue. You have to be able to play consistently when you're on a team like this. When your franchise revolves around a player like Kawhi, that is an issue because Kawhi Leonard is not available to be able to lead your team to the helm. The Clippers have to rebuild. This Kawhi and PG experiment just didn't work. Every single season they was actually healthy, they end up messing up some way. Like the bubble. The bubble was the perfect opportunity for the Los Angeles Clippers to actually win the NBA championship. But guess what? They sold it. They sold it by blowing a lead to the Denver Nuggets, who, yes, Jamal Murray was going insane, but also Nikola Jokic, who wasn't as good as he was before. And you would have went against the LA Lakers team, who, yes, was good, but still can be exploited by the Los Angeles Clippers. It was supposed to be the Battle of LA, but the Clippers sold that because they wasn't able to capitalize in the playoffs. The Clippers are consistently selling their chances to be able to win an NBA championship. Yes, it is the front office fault as it goes. Yes, it is the front office fault. As when this experiment was dying down, you should have been traded Paul George to get something out of Paul George, because now Paul George is gone in free agency. You got nothing for him, and now you're stuck with a Kawhi Leonard who is not available to play most of the year. He is out indefinitely, which means they do not know when he's time for return. That's worse than him coming back. That's worse than a projection. Usually people have a projection when somebody's coming back. They say indefinitely when they do not know when he's going to be able to play. So if the Clippers cannot play this whole season, guess what? They do not have their pick. Somebody else has their pick, and their name is the Oklahoma City Thunder with the Shai Gilgeous-Alexander trade. So even if they do this thing, the Clippers will have their first overall pick. So the Thunder can win the NBA championship or make a deep postseason run and have the first or second overall pick because how bad the Clippers are, which is insane to even think about. The Clippers have an issue, and his name is Kawhi Leonard.